All right. Okay, so we're going to try and stretch the hip. And so we're going to do a few different exercises to stretch different ranges of motion. So let's have. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to bring this knee towards this shoulder, like so. And we're going to hold it for about 30 seconds. Now, for the lower back, when we're doing this exercise, we have this knee bent up because it will encourage more back motion. But for the hip socket, if you're doing it for your hip, keep this one straight so it stabilizes the pelvis more and you get more hip motion. So we do 30 seconds like that. Then we come out and we go towards this shoulder, opposite shoulder. So that'll be 30 seconds and it won't go quite as far. It might feel uncomfortable sort of in here. And you can just work with your therapist about how much you should feel it. So you do that one. And then there is this one, which is not bad, where you sort of grab under here and you can pull up, like so. And if you can't grab, then you would get a towel and you'd sort of do this. And that's to stretch the right leg. Then we would do this one where we sort of lay flat. We put the ankle just above the knee. And then we're using our hip muscle, our gluteal muscle, to sort of push the knee down as flat as it will go without sort of doing this. So we do that one. And then there's a couple that we can do in sitting. So let's grab this. One's like this. For your internal rotation, you get a box, you sit on the edge of a chair, put your foot out to the side, and push your knee down. And you're just going to stretch more of the internal rotation. And then a more advanced one from that would be a side-sitting one, where you sort of sit on the side, and you've got this leg as a right angle. You don't want to be up here, or else you won't feel any stretch. You put that out there, and then if it's over here, you won't feel much stretching. It's stretching the right leg. But if you reach back here and try and sit down on your hip, on your pelvis, try and level out your belt, you're going to feel stretching around the hip socket. So that one. And then we have another one on your stomach. And you would end up doing this. So you put this up here, above your knee, and you lie down flat. And then while you're flat on the floor, you try and slide your knee away from your body. So I'm pushing my knee out to the side, and I'm trying to squeeze with this muscle to push this side of my belt down to the ground. So most people will get over in this position. They'll be here, and then they'll try and push the leg out to feel the stretch, and then they can even push with their gluteal muscles to push their body flat onto the floor. Like so. And then there's a couple of others that are reasonably good. One is like this, where you would take your hip here, put your opposite hand underneath it, and you're going to sort of go down in this pose here. And my hand here stops me from doing that, which will take the stretch out of my hip. So I want to keep my hand there. That keeps my knee at a right angle and creates leverage at the hip. And then I just sort of stay like that. So that one, and then there was one more that some people do. And you go like this. You start here. You lift up your hips. Cross your knee above your... Cross your foot above your knee, and then you're sort of sitting down, and in this position, try not to be here. Try and come up tall, and try and keep your back as arched as possible. So we're trying to go from here to sort of there, and you'll feel stretching in the hip and the thigh. Okay, thank you. So I wouldn't do all of those.
Okay.
Just try and do the ones I drew. You can
Right.
try the others.